You're listening to Greater Good Radio Hawaii. Today's guest is Steve Metter, CEO and President of MW Group Limited and Principal Broker of MW Commercial Realty Inc. Please visit us online at greatergoodradio.com. So from your first attempt at real estate, you hit it out of the park. You know, you made money. You did well. Did the success continue?
Well, I don't know if I hit it out of the park. I think I netted like $4,000 or $4,500. But at the time, that was sufficient for me to pay for Berkeley with the student loans and the scholarships and grants I was getting. So for my little world, that was a home run. And then
So this was purely so you could go to school?
Yeah. I had to pay for school some way. And I realized, having taken some part-time jobs, that school was the solution and that working right out of school was not an option. So now I had to figure a way to pay for it because my parents weren't in that position. And so this was a vehicle to do that, and it happened to work.
So why'd you choose real estate? Did you always know you were going to be in real estate?
No.
Or were you trying to be a doctor or something else?
No, I was going to be in business, and I didn't know what kind, but I had read this book, so I figured I had an advantage, you know. And after Berkeley, I graduated in social science from Cal, and I wrote a thesis on the impact of computerization in banking. Banking, basically talking about the transformation, the social transformation of banking, meaning you put ATMs in communities and then people get adjusted to not really talking to people at times, and you know how they're going to use their bank. And that led, not too many people were doing theses at that time, undergraduate. So that parlayed into an opportunity to work for Morgan Stanley in New York. And I worked as an investment banker for a few years and then came to Hawaii.
So what brought you to Hawaii?
I loved it. I loved the people. And New York was all about transactions, cutting edge, making money. And as soon as you're done with the transaction, you're kind of done. Hawaii was all about relationships, from what I understood, because I had an older brother that lived here. And it was beautiful. I mean, it was beyond my description. And so I wanted to live in a beautiful place and start a career.
So did you visit your brother and stay here, or did you go back to New York and make the move eventually?
I came out to Hawaii, had some temporary kind of employment when I left the investment banking community, experimenting with entrepreneurial opportunities. And ultimately I realized that everything going on in Hawaii was either tourism-based, military, or real estate. I had no interest in being in line tourism type service business, and I wasn't going to be in the military. So that left me with kind of the principal long-term benefits of real estate. And I worked as a commercial broker for a short period of time and made quite a bit of money at that. And during that time, I met my partner, who his name was Mike Wood, and he had some experience in development. And so he and I became friends. He went to Cal. He was president of the Cal Club. That's how I met him. And I trusted him. And since he was kind of starting out and I was starting out, we shook hands, and that handshake has been in place for 16 years.
Mike Wood's a bit older than you, right?
Yep. Mike is, and I'm going to nail you here, partner. He is 21 years older than I am. Actually, he's 22 years old.
So was he a mentor, or were you guys kind of starting off at the same level, so you guys just kind of learned on your own?
I think he was all of those things. I think he was a mentor, a brother. I was teaching him things. I was learning from him. We were completely experimenting with different things. I had a finance background that I earned in New York. He was a good communicator and had some loyal investors. So we brought different skills, and it's really worked out very well. And it was not easy. I mean, we had our backs to the wall often in growing the business.
And how was it, starting off and being in a partnership? You're both learning the industry.
He knew the industry better than I did, and he had some core development concepts. And I knew the market versus the industry. I knew pockets of markets that I was involved with because I had the broker's experience. But we went with it. He was someone I really trusted. He was honest. He had dealt with some difficult challenges in his life, and he had done it in a way that was was embraced integrity. And I wanted to earn it. I wanted to build a company. And so the idea of doing it from the ground up with someone was very appealing, and I really trusted him. And that trust has paid off. I mean, I've had the privilege of running the company now about 10 years, and we started with nothing. I mean, some bad deals that we were able to rework and create value, because we started at the worst time to start, in 91, 92, when the market was real bad.
I want to step back. So did you finish college?
Yeah.
Okay, so you finished college. Were you doing real estate during the time when you were attending school as well?
No.
Okay. And then so you did real estate, you stopped, you went to college, then you went to New York to get into banking.
Investment banking, which is mergers and acquisitions and the analytical support for finance.
And then you came to Hawaii and you went back into the real estate development area?
Yeah, commercial real estate and then ultimately development. And to say that I was in real estate at 18, 19 is not really accurate. I did one real estate transaction, and I was bagging groceries at Costco. Now there's been a steady career, and that's all I've done basically in the last 16, 17 years.